Hello, I'm Tim Krul. Welcome to Norwich City Central.
Hello everybody, Lewis, Norwich City Central. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're not injured firstly, that's the most important thing because you might need to bring your boots if you're even allowed in the stadium. Fascinating press conference come out from Daniel Farke. So many injuries. I'm going to be going through everything in this video. This is a Norwich versus Coventry preview / predicted XI. And yeah, running out of players to put in the predicted XI. In this video, we're going through all the latest injuries and of course previewing the game. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section, and let's get straight into that injury news. I mean, Norwich City are coming off the back of two brilliant wins against Stoke and Middlesbrough, two teams who are in the upper reaches of the table, and that means Norwich City stayed top. So yeah, Norwich City on a brilliant unbeaten run, beating some really good teams, but more injury concerns. It's going to make it even tougher for Norwich City. The latest injury concerns probably come to our two best players, Tim Krul and Pukki. Tim Krul obviously got injured against Stoke in the first half of a thigh strain and is going to be out for a few weeks, Daniel Farke revealed, which isn't too bad. I think there's a real concern that Tim Krul could be out for about 6 weeks, so 3 weeks isn't too bad, and hopefully he'll be around for Christmas. Norwich City, of course, in terms of the striking areas, have got Adam injured, Jordan Hugill injured for a few weeks. Ida's out till February. Josip Dermich isn't even in the country, and I'm not sure if he's in a fit state to play football even at the best of times. So that leaves Pukki, and he is now injured. So Norwich City's striking options have completely gone. Pukki's got a hamstring strain and will be out for the game, and will probably be out for the Luton game in midweek as well. Potentially could come on the bench for Luton, but it's very unlikely. So Pukki will also be out for the week, which isn't too bad. I think there was some concern from Daniel Farke's press conference after the game. He could be out for longer, but still, to have no strikers is going to be really, really interesting to see what happens with Norwich City. So yeah, coming up against Coventry, who are 21st. Obviously, Coventry have Sam McCallum, who's done really well, and I'm really looking forward to see Sam McCallum come back in a yellow shirt, because I think he could be someone that's similar to Jamal Lewis and go on and do really good things. But Coventry, yeah, 21st in the table, but Coventry might fancy their chances with all of these injuries, although the Norwich City XI is still quite strong. But of course, the squad depth now is really depleted, and we're going to be seeing a lot of under-23 players on the bench. So yeah, I'm going to be going through the predicted XI now, actually. This is the team I think Daniel Farke will play against Coventry. So in goal, I'm so used to saying Tim Krul, but we can't say that now. I'm going to go for Michael McGovern. McGovern's an interesting one. Came on obviously for the second half against Stoke, and Michael McGovern's someone who gets a lot of stick in the Norwich City fan base, but he's a really decent keeper. Might not be as good on the ball, but a really decent keeper. And I'm sure for a few weeks McGovern can come in and do a good job. Obviously, a few weeks doesn't sound too long, but with all the games coming, that's going to be 6 or 7 games Tim Krul's out for, which in the grand scheme of things is quite a lot. But I'm sure McGovern can do in, and the whole point of having a big squad is having these players come in for these type of games. So I'm sure Michael McGovern can do a good job. Back four of Sorensen, Ben Gibson, Grant Hanley, and Max Aarons. We've had an injury crisis, and the main thing is not happening to our centre back. So in that respect, we've been quite lucky, because that's the area we've been really, really short in the centre backs. Unfortunately enough, we haven't had too many big injuries there. Sorensen at left back's done really well. I think a lot of attackers have targeted Jakob Sorensen, but he's done a really good job considering he's not even a left back. Max Aarons on the other fullback situation, we all knew he was going to be absolutely fine in the Championship. A superb right back and the best in the business at this level, in my opinion. And the two centre-backs, Ben Gibson and Grant Hanley, have been excellent, particularly Ben Gibson as well. It's brilliant that we sold Ben Godfrey for 20 million and we brought in a new Ben, and this Ben's even better, isn't he? Really, really good defender. Him and Grant Hanley have been absolutely exceptional, and before the Stoke game we had 3 clean sheets in a row. We look so better defensively. Not too sure about going forward, we've hit the heights yet, but defensively we look absolutely excellent. And when you have or had players like Pukki and Buendia, there's always a chance. Of course, Buendia's got a suspension for 1 game after his red card against Stoke. And 1 game without Buendia could be decisive. You look at last season when Buendia had his 3-match ban. We drew all 3 games, and we were starting to stutter towards the end of the season. So that just shows how big of an impact Emi's had. He hasn't reached his best yet, but he's still created so many chances. Two central defensive midfielders, I would go Oliver Skipp and Mario Rancic. I suspect Alex Tettey will play, although when we're playing against Coventry at home, I don't think we need two defensive midfielders. So I'd like to see Mario Rancic get given a start. Oliver Skipp was exceptional against Stoke, and Mario Rancic, I think this is the type of game, a home game against a team towards the bottom. This is a real game which Mario Rancic should come in for. Lucas Rupp, I don't think he'll be available for this game. Might potentially get back on the bench, but I think this game might come too soon for Lucas Rupp. Now, the front three. Norwich City had so many attacking options at the start of the season, like the likes of Cantwell, Kieran Dow, Ono Hernandez, Emi Buendia. We've just been so unlucky with injuries. Of course, the training Norwich City do is quite intense, and obviously all these injuries, you're expecting a lot of muscle injuries, but we've had so many harsh injuries to the likes of Dow, Hernandez, Cantwell, and that squad depth in those areas has completely gone. So we've only got 3 attacking midfielders, and they are on the left. It will be Waheta. His pace is going to cause problems. Josh Martin on the right, who was absolutely fantastic. It was his first start against Stoke, and he was brilliant. Obviously got the assist for what turned out to be the winning goal for Teemu Pukki. It looked really, really lively. So, yeah, definitely happy to see Josh Martin start. And Marcus Sheeperman comes back in. There was concern that he wouldn't play with a concussion, but he's absolutely fine. So there are 3 attacking options, the only 3 attacking options. And up front, who are we going to play? We've got no Pukki for the week, no Ida till February, no Hugo. Josip Dermic can't even play football. So Norwich City, I think, are going to start with Thomas Dixon-Peters. Thomas Dixon-Peters is in the under-23s. He was on the bench against Stoke, and I'm sure now he's going to have to come in and play for a couple of games. He's got a very good record, actually. He's played 39 games in terms of the youth academy for Norwich and scored 18 goals. So could he potentially be like the likes of Adam Eder? Not so sure, but Thomas Dixon-Peters has done very good at youth level, and I'm sure he can come in for a couple of games and do a job. So that'll be the team I would face against Coventry. There's not really anyone else you can play apart from those. I mean, you've got Zinnemann on the bench, maybe Tettey on the bench, but there's going to be a lot of under-23 players who are on the bench and who are all going to have to do their part as well. So it's been a real squad effort. And it's been so sad to see the likes of Hernandez and Dow had their kind of Norwich City's seasons kind of cut short. Of hopefully they'll be back in 2020. But yeah, this injury crisis is absolutely unparalleled. So many injuries. I mean, you probably have a better XI in terms of our injured players than what we have now. But it's going to be tough. Coventry, you'd have put 3 points down instantly. But of course, with these injuries now to our key and best players like Krul, like Pukki, and like Buendia as well, maybe not an injury, but he's suspended. It's going to be so hard to beat Coventry. But we showed we had enough quality against Middlesbrough. Defensively, we was excellent, and against Stoke, we was brilliant as well. Yes, Emi Buendia and Teemu Pukki won't be able to play, but we was excellent. So it's going to be a tough game against Coventry. Because of all these injuries, but that starting 11 with the likes of Waheta and Martin's got a lot of pace. Thomas Dixon-Peters is good at youth level. There could still potentially be a chance, and I think we need someone like Mario Rancic also to open the game up and give us a bit of creativity. But defensively at the back, with Hanley, Sorensen, Gibson and Max Owens, I feel quite secure. It's going to be a very interesting game, this one. My score prediction, Norwich City 1, Coventry 0, and I think Josh Martin's going to score the goal. It's going to be a fascinating game, this one. Lots of injuries, and let's hope Pukki, Tim Krul are back sooner rather than later, because there's lots of games coming up. We've got Luton on Wednesday, so it's just going to be game after game. So let's hope for no more injuries, please, footballing gods, and let's hope we can do enough to get the win. It's going to be so important now. We're better at the back as well, but with Gibson and Hanley, I'm feeling quite confident there. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on the injuries of Tim Krul and Teemu Pukki. Why are there so many injuries? What's going wrong for Norwich City in that part? And leave me your thoughts as Norwich City face Coventry Saturday, 3 o'clock. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.